Hi, welcome. Super psyched to be sharing this with you. I've got a new 7-foot aquarium. I picked it up from one of those places that buys pallets of stuff and sells it at a discount. So I was excited to get a good deal on it and set it up. So this is the fish room. I left about 8 feet on one end for a future aquarium, and the future is now here. 2 years ago I set up this room and painted this crazy pattern. And so now that I moved the pool cue rack, I have to touch it up. So luckily it's only 3 of the 6 or so different colors that I have to touch up, the white, the gray, and the light blue, and got that done pretty quick, and off to Home Depot to buy some 2x4s. Took about 13 to do this job, and luckily that old Subaru holds 2x4s just great. And I've made these stands so many times now that I really don't have to think about it too much anymore. I do have to watch out for my own clumsiness, though. Look at that. Can you believe that? There's a $25 tape measure dead in the water. I don't think you can put those back together again after you chop them in half. Anyway, so right behind me on that little table is my cut list. And really, I just have a number of each size that I have, and there's only 4 sizes. There's, for the top and bottom frames, I have the lengthwise pieces, and I have my horizontal pieces, and there's 6 on the top, 6 on the bottom, and then the only 2x4s that have to be nice and straight are the long ones. The rest of them can be just average straight, and it'll work. And you see that when I put the top and bottom frame together, between those 6 cross members there's just enough room for a vertical 2x4 to sit. Those will be what I call the vertical inner supports. They're cut a little bit shorter than the actual span, just so that I don't have to worry about the tips of them getting in the way and throwing off the level on the floor or getting in the way of the top. So I left that to sit in the garage to dry for a couple of days. It's 100+ degrees in my garage this time of year, and so that lets things just dry out because the wood tends to be a bit wet. So I've got all of my vertical supports there. There's 14 of the outer vertical supports, and as I mentioned, there's 6 on the inner vertical supports. I'm really just kind of put it on these 4 2x4s at first, make sure everything looks good before attaching it. There's my grandson. He's a little panicked there. I think he got a couple of slivers. And then my son ended up helping me put the top in place. Mostly I just wanted to make sure it looks good before I started putting on all of those vertical supports. So now that the corners look good and I realize it's sitting level and looking good, I do check for square and level multiple times just to make sure when I'm putting it together that it's going to be as strong and level and safe as possibly can be. You'll never make a perfect stand, so don't stress yourself too badly, but you do want to make everything as close to perfect as you can. So when I'm cutting lengths on these things, I go as close as I can possibly get, so that each of the pieces is the same height. And when I put it together, I just attach all those supports on the bottom first, and then once it's all attached on the bottom, attach them on the top. So this is just cutting the top panel, and I have this great little cutting guide that I love. It helps me take that circular saw and make a nice straight cut. And so I got the top cut and put that in place, and I actually cut a couple of pieces for the bottom as well. Didn't film that, but checked it for my weight, handles my weight, and I put that on in there. And the bottom pieces, I screwed them in with just a couple of screws. You know, it's not like these things are really taking a lot of movement or weight or anything like that. I just use them as a place to put filters and equipment for the aquariums. So we've got it ready, and time to get the boys together to help move it. And I was lucky enough, look at poor Anthony on the end there. He's handling the whole end of the aquarium on his own. I helped him on the way down the stairs, but I got stuck and couldn't get to him, so there he was stuck carrying the whole thing. So there we go, the boy's in blue on the end. I'm the old guy on the left, and he's the tall guy on the right. So anyway, luckily for One of my friends, the one in the gray shirt, he said he didn't get to help enough, so I'll invite him next time I have a big aquarium, and he'll get his share next time. So my son's the guy in the bright shirt and the hat, and his two buddies are down there on that end with him, and then my buddy with the gray shirt there, he's from my work. So yeah, lucky to have good friends around to help me carry these things around. And tomorrow is the big day. Tomorrow I start this aquarium up. By the end of the day, I expect to have fish in this tank, and I'll do a special video showing you how you can do it that quickly and know that you're going to be safe and all right. So stay tuned. Tomorrow's the big day.